Basically, there is a difference between socialism and communism. People believe that both are same, but they are different. Socialism, it's a mixed economy where you find that there is a private property as well as public property. Hello everybody. Today we'll discuss one concept, that is socialism. Basically, there is a difference between socialism and communism. People believe that both are same, but they are different. In communism, there is no private property. It is a political ideology. There is no private property. Everything is owned by the state. Whereas in socialism, it's a mixed economy where you find that there is a private property as well as public property that is owned by government. And in socialist concept, the idea is that government should interfere in the various economic sectors or any sector of the society so that the benefits can be accruing to the benefit of all the people in the country. In capitalism, wherever the capital is there, capital is given more importance than needs of the people. So there is a fundamental difference between socialism, capitalism and communism. This distinction has to be understood. Keeping the socialist concept in mind, the Indian constitution makers have also come out with what's called directive principles of state policy. These are basically economic principles where we say that unless the economic strength of the country, economic well-being of the people is taken care of, the political rights that have been given, that are right to vote, right to freedom of speech, etc., they'll become meaningless. Therefore, priority has been given to directive principles of state policy. What does these principles mean? The meaning is that whenever the government is preparing a plan of action, maybe for education, maybe for health, maybe for industry, maybe for transportation, or maybe for communication, it should make sure that some of these principles are ingrained, embedded into the particular policy. What are these principles? One is provision of livelihood for majority of the population. That means whenever a policy is made, it should make arrangements in such a way that many people in the country get employment out of that. Second is the provision for what is called as common good. Whenever a policy is made, the benefit of the common good or use of the natural resources like land, labor, air, water, etc., all these have to be beneficial for the benefit of larger section of the people. That is why maximum benefit for maximum number of people, not maximum benefit for minimum number or minimal number, not. They are the other way, maximum benefit for maximum number of people. That is benefit of common good. The third idea is that there should be no concentration of wealth. The idea is that whenever you allow a concentration of wealth, also leads to a situation where the political rights might not be effectively implemented by the people or fairly exercised by the people. For example, in the case of right to vote or whatever it is, people may not be fair enough to exercise because economic considerations dominate the political considerations. So, prevention of concentration of wealth. And one more thing is that Indian constitution, well ahead of the present day, has also talked about gender equity by saying that equal pay for equal work. Whether a woman officer is working or whether it is a gentleman working, the pay and structure, everything should be according to the position, according to the qualification, according to the responsibilities they are exercising, rather than on the basis of gender, caste or creed. So it says equal pay for equal work. This is another concept. This has been come into vogue very recently in the west of the world, but whereas India has been following, Indian constitution has proposed this way back in 1950 when the directive principles of state policy were framed. Further, it also says protection against exploitation of women and children. This is also a phenomenon that has been there in the constitution because the constitution makers have believed that women are weaker section and children are unable, therefore they may be exploited for economic benefits or economic purposes. Therefore, several laws, for example, suppression of immoral traffic, anti-dowry legislation, protection against child labor, protection about what we call domestic violence, etc., have been enacted to ensure that the welfare of the people is ensured.